So for example, let's use our formula we used earlier, and I believe the numbers I used were $5,000 on a sale, and I think I said the ratio is 50-1.
Yes.
So that makes our numbers real easy. 50 no's equal 1 yes. Well, if 1 yes equals $5,000, a little tip and trick for the salespeople, and this is not to be voiced out loud. This is an internal thing. The salesperson can actually thank the client for the $100 because 50 divided by 5,000 is $100. So every time somebody says no to you, put a smile on your face and say thanks for the $100 and move on to the next person. Most people think no equals nothing, and it goes back to even commissioned and salaried people. I don't think there is a difference between salary and commission. Most people think, oh, I'm on a salary. If I go, I make a certain amount of money. I'm on commission. If I don't make a sale this month or this week, I don't make any money. And that's really not true if you think about the formula. And I think from an attitude standpoint, because a lot of people are saying, share some things with my sales team to pump them up and let's get them motivated. And I go back to the skills. If they know their ratio is 50-1 and they've just gone through 45 rejections, but they know their ratio is 50-1. They're going to want to get back on the phone. They're going to want to get out there and contact people because they know they've got 5 more contacts to go, where most people at the 45th rejection don't know their ratio is 50-1 and they quit. So yeah, the whole formula for no is kind of a neat way to look at the word no, more in a positive light than a negative light.
And then this next idea I want you to share, I kind of hesitate having you share it because it's such a good idea. And I actually did it myself, but I know this is, like I said, a great idea, and I know a lot of people will benefit from it. So will you talk a little bit about the Thanksgiving idea? Absolutely.
It's a timely thanks and a timely idea for your viewers. They still have time to get on this. If you think about the concept of the holidays, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate in the month of December, and I'll use the example. I'll give the example, but I'll ask you, Heather, 2 questions, and you can answer the questions, and your viewers can answer to themselves this question. And the question is, how many Christmas cards did you get last year? If you think about it, just a random about.
Probably about 20 at least. 20.
Okay, so 20 Christmas cards, and then if you think back to last Thanksgiving, how many Thanksgiving cards did you get?
None.
0. Okay. So there's the idea. Most people are sending holiday cards in the month of December, and they're putting themselves in a group of 20 or 30 or 40 or however many cards somebody gets during that time frame. And from a sales standpoint or a business standpoint, the goal is to stand out. The goal is to be out-communicate, and outsell your competition. So how do you do that? Well, I think the idea is obvious there in the numbers that you just gave me, which is if you only received 1 Thanksgiving card, that one would stand out. And the script, if your viewers aren't very good at the words, the script basically could be something like this. In this day of Thanksgiving, I wanted to thank you for being a value client. I also appreciate the referrals you sent. Might be a good thing to add if they sent you business over the years. And then the ending, they can add their own little personal message if they like. But the end of it, I really like, and the salutation is Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Holidays, and a prosperous New Year. And then what that person's just done is they've put themselves amongst less. They've positioned themselves before everybody else, and they've done that all at once versus having to lump themselves into all the other cards that most people get around the holidays.
And like I said, I think it's a wonderful idea. And I know something you mentioned before, too, when you put in there, thank you for the referrals, sometimes even if no one gave you a referral, they might feel a little bad that they didn't, too.
It's kind of planting the seed of, wait, I don't know if I sent that referrals to Heather. Maybe, gosh, she's great, and she does great work, and maybe I should send her a referral. And maybe they'll think of somebody. And Heather, you were reluctant to have me share this with all your viewers because you wanted to be the only one out there doing it. And the good news or bad news, however you look at it, is this. And I think it's a philosophy that unfortunately most people live by. If something is easy to do, it's easier not to do.
Right.
And so I have shared this idea with countless companies and salespeople over the last couple months as far as a timely idea. And how many people are going to do it? I don't know the answer to that question, but I think a lot of people are going to say, yeah, it was easy to do, but it was easier not to do, and they probably won't do it. So if you just take that philosophy alone, from a personal standpoint and a business standpoint, and think about all the things in your life that are easy to do that we're not doing. When I learned that idea, if it's easy to do, it's easy not to do, I went home and I made a list. And the list was, what are all the things that are easy to do that I'm not doing? And I swapped my list. I now say it's easy to do, and now I do it. And not that it's any of your viewers' business, but I now make my bed every day. I used to never make my bed because it was easier not to do.
Right.
But now I do it because I want to form the habit of being a doer.
That's
and that
great.
carries over, obviously, into other things in your life.
Well, we're starting to run out of time here, and I'm going to answer some just general commercial real estate questions here in a second. But will you share again your generous offer and phone number to take a hold of that if they would like?
Absolutely. Competitive Edge Seminars. Our website is www.edgeseminars.com. My business manager in our office is Ross Williams. His phone number is 303-800-5335. We can come out and do a complimentary workshop for any sales people out there, sales organizations that have commission salespeople of 5 or more. And we bring top-notch speakers to the Denver area every 3 months. We have Tom Hopkins, and we have some of Zig Ziglar's speakers coming in, and some great speakers coming to the area as well.
So that's great. So you listeners, you're getting a free session. And I know we just barely touched the iceberg of everything you have to offer. And I know that it's a wonderful, wonderful seminar that you offer, and just speaking time to help everybody get motivated. So I hope you listeners take advantage of that. I'm going to switch to a question we got earlier in this show, but I didn't address it because it was just general commercial real estate. But the listener wanted to know about distressed properties, heavily discounted properties. And yes, Edge is a great resource for you guys. We have several properties where we're representing banks. Typically, the bank takes possession of the property, and it's happening quicker now, also because typically building owners who haven't been paying their bills or paying their loan back, now going into the snowy season, the banks are worried about electric turning off, pipes freezing, so they're actually being able to take possession of these properties sooner and faster. So we do have several properties like that where the bank has swooped in because of those worries. They don't want that property to be damaged in any way and hinder the sale in the future. So there are many, many properties coming available just because of the snow coming. Everyone's kind of getting prepared. So we have many of those where we're representing the bank, and there are some and it's a pretty easy list we can get our hands on, is a pre-foreclosure list. So this list would just notify us, any realtors, that these properties are probably going to be coming available soon. So if you have a certain need or want, we can check that list and see what will be coming available soon, even before the bank takes possession. So we can start making a strategy for that as well. So to get information on those, you can visit our website at www.edgecommercialproperties.com, or you can also call me at 303-688-3332, or my email address is heather.taylor@iedge.com. And I thank you guys all for listening. We are live every Tuesday from 10 to 11, and you can also listen to our archive shows. So if somebody missed something, you can have them go to the website and hear this whole show again. But once again, you're listening to The Commercial Edge with Heather Taylor, and thank you for listening.
You could lend a hand in return for grace. So beautiful.